when you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
And g'day everybody. Welcome to a stream that I would normally not do at this time of the day, but I'm making the most of opportunity and flying today from Hyderabad in India up to Mumbai, also in India. I'm going to be flying Tiger Air in the IXEG Boeing 737-300. I'm just loading up some cargo now. Unfortunately with the IXEG, of course, you can only open the cargo doors. You can't open any of these side doors. That's something that they've promised for years, but it's never happened. So right now we've got a few vehicles there loading the cargo up. We have to assume the passengers can get through the front entry there. Anyway, while that's happening, I'll just mention that this particular airport is located down towards the half, or a little bit more than halfway down India on the right hand side, and we'll be travelling west over to Hyderabad, over to Mumbai. All of a sudden I noticed the weather has gone a bit strange. I do have active sky in there. I'll just reset the time. Oh no, it's alright, but it looks like, yep, current weather is sort of broken clouds. Resume the flight. That's okay. This, like I was going to say, this particular airport is freeware, and also so is the one from Mumbai. Let's just have a quick look from up here. Probably can't go too far up because it'll get too hazy. Not a very large airport, but got a, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gates, and there are 2 strips, 2 runways available. But from what I understand, this one here on the left, which is runway, I'll just look at my map on this. Yeah, that's runway 27 right and 09. But I don't think they use it anymore because all the instructions to taxi, to backtrack along that particular runway, backtrack along 27 right up to 27 left, which in fact is the runway we're going to be using today, care of Simbrief. So going back inside, let's light up a few things and get our batteries organised. I might have to adjust the sound on this. I just noticed it's very quiet. Let's have a look. That should help. And seeing that I've got the batteries going, let's get our ground power on it. And our alignment. Seven minutes. Get our windscreen heating on. And we'll put on our position on. Okay, good idea if we load our fuel and passengers. So underground services. Looking at SimBrief, our fuel, we need 15729. It's pounds that I'm working on. So we go up to 15.7. Instant. Now zero fuel weight is calculated 101.3. So we're going to come back a bit there. Yeah, 3. And that's done. So we don't need this anymore until such time as they've finished loading outside. So let's just go outside quickly and have a look. Okay, they're finished, and we'll get rid of them. And I can close those cargo doors. There we go, they should all disappear pretty soon. Okay, back inside, we'll go and have a look at our FMS. FMC, FMS, take your choice. Okay, our position is Hyderabad, which is Victor, Oscar, Hotel, Sierra. Destination is Mumbai, which is Victor. Victor Alpha Bravo Bravo. Okay, company route. I could load the company route, but let's see if I can. There's not a lot of waypoints, so we might try and put them in ourselves. Flight number on this occasion is. For Tiger Airways is TGW200. Our call sign, by the way, is GoCat 200. The runway is definitely going to be 27 left, so we can put that one in. Now let's try for the route. Okay, first waypoint will be Alpha Papa Uniform Sierra Uniform. Alpha Papa Uniform Sierra Uniform. Doesn't look like it likes it at all. So I won't accept it. Okay, alright, I'll go back and I'll do the company route. To Victor Alpha Bravo Bravo. Route not found. Okay. Have to do something about that, won't I? Well, I've got another waypoint I can put in. I'll try this again. No, it doesn't like any of my waypoints. I'll have to go into the aircraft folder and see if I can find out what the problem is there. Company routes. Oh, it's in there. VOHS Victor Oscar Hotel Sierra to Victor Alpha Bravo Bravo. That's odd. Go back. Let's check I've got everything in proper here. There we go. Victor Oscar Hotel Sierra. To Victor Alpha Bravo Bravo. Oh, there, it worked that time. That was odd. I can put in the runway here while I've got it. I don't know why it did that. That's better. Now we should see how I execute that. Let's have a look. And there's our red. So that was that one I tried to put in before. Alpha Papa Uniform Sierra Uniform. That was a little bit of a glitch. Anyway. Okay. So we've got that in, and next thing we can do is go back and do our menu, our performance, and zero fuel weight I'll enter in here 101.3, and that should give us our gross weight. Our reserves in this case is 2. Cost index is 7. We're going to be at a flight of flight level 340. Our cruise wind is 098 010. Outside temperatures -39 Celsius. Transition height for Hyderabad is, I'm just looking that up, we'll use our 48 for reduction. Gives us a 91% reduction. Flaps will be 5, 1, 2, 3. Trim 4.2. You come down just a slide bit. Okay, let's have a look at our bugs. We've already aligned, by the way. Okay, we've got 133 and come off. I'm going to put on my flight directors now. One of those things for some reason I keep forgetting. So that's our V1. But we've got to enter put our align our bugs up. That one goes to 250 because that's our fairly standard sort of climb out speed. We've got 133, 135 and 143. So I'll come over here a bit. Okay, pull that one down to 135. This one down to 133. When it wants to behave. Yeah, it's about 143 there. And this one to 80. I'm not going to bother to set the bugs over in the first office. That takes a bit of mucking around. Alright. Back to the FMC. Now let's look at our departure. It's going to be the runway S. We'll go for the ILS Y at this stage. And our transition back is going to be EMRA 2A up there. And up. There's our legs. Check for discos. We've got one already. There, we'll just go MBRAC. It looks like we're going to get vectors into Mumbai, so we'll just leave that one blank and see what happens, but we'll execute in the meantime. And we can have a look and see how that goes. Having a bit of trouble with one of my buttons. It doesn't want to scroll. Bit of a nuisance that. Nearly our steps page. That should be it. It looks okay for the moment. Yeah, I'm having trouble with my going from my scrolls. Only will scroll to 2. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's a bit of a bug there. Okay, we'll leave it on that. Alright, that's out of the way. Next, we better go up here and get things organised. And we're going to need the centre tank today. 0 fuel, so that doesn't need to come on. Let's get the APU up and organised. And we'll have to sort out our altitudes here. We've got flight level 340 and 340 will be 6.8 for our cabin altitude. I think I might get rid of all the vehicles. That's our APU firing up. And it's available. Okay, we'll put on our circulating fan. Hope our temperatures are going to stay good up there. Your damper's yet to come on. this goes to APU, and this goes to TR2. Now the next thing to do is I've had my windows open here, which you can do in this aircraft. So we'll close those. It'll cut the noise down a bit outside. And we can turn on our tab. Put in our airport. Our airport. There we go. So runway 27 left is here. What we have to do is we'll be coming down to here, and we could take that taxiway log to there, but then we're going to have to backtrack up to 27 right and then come across the 27 left. So there's a bit of backtracking to do. We can't go over here. Well, I suppose we could backtrack up to 27 left on that runway, but we'll take 27 right. Alright. Departure. We're into the TAMIV or TAMI Victor 5 departure. Let's see if that shows up. There we go. Yeah, so basically we're going to be doing a straight out departure, are we? Yeah, straight out departure up to TAMIV, Tango Alpha, Mike India Victor, and up to APUSU. That's the one I tried to put in originally. So everything's looking good. Right, let's get the weather. We've got active sky going. I'll bring that up. We've got an outside temperature of nothing there yet. Looks like we've got virtually variable winds at 4 knots. There's our temperature 29 and QNH 1019. And we're going to change over the backup to the same thing. And I won't leave the first pilot out of it, the first officer out of it. I should have done his bugs. Oh, hang on, it's matched mine. Oh, there you go. I always thought you had to do them individually, but it looks like they're matching mine. See, it slips back. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, up to here. And we can just check things out, make sure everything's right. It's all set. Our cabin temperature's okay. You can turn the galley on. Just got to get our altitude in here. And it's flight level 340. And our runway direction is going to be 270 degrees. So we'll hit that. Good, we'll put our RTO on now. Check down here for our squawk. Funny how that gets all frosty looking. What have we got? It's on standby. Okay, we just leave it at 2000 at this stage, and we'll put on our TARA when we get airborne. Otherwise, I think we're just about ready to go. So we're wanting to taxi up this way to 27 left. All the doors are closed and secured. Let's get our Avitab over, our better push back over. It looks pretty good. Looks like it's retained one of my older flights out of here.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up. Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And one rising. And 25 will introduce fuel. Left engine. Fuel. What's wrong with my fuel? Pumps are on. Left engine, N2 rising. Introduce fuel. Continuous. Main engine generators on. APU off. Auto for packs. High pumps on. Pitot static heat on. Over to Gen 2. Your damper can come on. Flaps 1, 2, 3.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I don't know why my steering wasn't working then. Oh, it seems the pedals are okay.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Should have put that on earlier. So we're pretty well ready to roll. We'll start the clock, eh? Handbrake can come off. Parking brake, I mean. We're not driving a car. Yeah, she's steering all right. Okay, now we start our backtrack.
Approaching 27 right. On runway 09 left.
There we go, right to the end, eh?
One hundred remaining. Approaching 27 left.
Yeah, we can do a bit of a rolling start here.
On runway 27 left.
Toga. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Get back on track, eh? And we can put our LNAV on and our autopilot engage for tracking. Speed's going up rapidly, so let's bring our flaps up. Go VABB. .250 climb out up to 250. All the way over, another 44 nautical miles. Alright. Should come on track here a bit. Over to 67 degrees. Nope, 285. Transition height is 7,000. Standard barrow. climbing nicely, 250. I'll turn the sound down a bit now. That should be better. Climbing nicely. That's good. Coming up 10,000. Lights off. And passengers can go to auto. How's their temperature? Yep, looking pretty good. Your damper's on. You know why we've got a oil temperature increase. One over there, this one on the right's a little bit low. Let's have a look. N1's okay, 9.1. EGT, a little bit of difference. The revs are close. N2's close. Yeah. Let's have a look at our oil pressure here. Looks okay. Oil temperature looks okay. Quantity and our hydraulics, that looks good. Flaps are all the way up. Yep. Gear is up. So just all we have to do is get up to our cruising height. I've got to turn that one over to make sure the cabin temperature and atmosphere is correct. Done. Let's have a look and see whether we're still on the climb out here. Oh yeah, there we are. Heading for HS 123. And we're still sitting on 250. Must be a higher speed restriction up to that height. Very odd. Greg, hello. Thanks for dropping into the stream. Bit of an unusual time for me to be streaming, but I had to try and fit it in today, in with things to do. Of course, you can see what I'm flying in. My old favourite. Well, favourite when it comes to jet airliners. I think it's pretty good. It's our course after Hotel Sierra 123 is 278 to Tango Alpha Mike India Victor. 278. That should line us up. Yeah, Greg, it certainly is. Pardon me for coughing. Yeah, it's got the steam gauges, of course, but at least it's got some reasonable EFIs here, which you can follow. I seem to be having a little bit of a problem. I've assigned, when you switch from one to another, rather than going down here all the time and flicking over to your plans and your maps and everything. I have that assigned to a joystick button, but unfortunately my old joysticks are getting a bit old and the connections aren't working that well. So that one comes up, this goes up to the next one, but when I come back sort of jumps around a bit. Probably have to squirt a bit of not RP7 but some sort of a cleaner in there to clean the pots up. Yeah, so I like flying this thing. I suppose this is what you might call the newer style of steam gauges, because of course if you want, let's have a look, go to preferences, you can actually change over to the use steam gauge engine instruments. Yeah, I think if I put this up they'll change. There you go. Yeah, Greg, it's not all that bad. As I said, if you had the big style glass cockpit here, that probably would be the only benefit. But of course, when the 800s, the 7300 series after this came out, they've all got the big EFIS, and of course it's even bigger in the 787 and the Max. And the thing is, I'm quite used to this because the Mad Dog is pretty much the same sort of setup. Up top's pretty well much, pretty closely the same as everything else. You've got your flows. This is the only thing here that's a bit different. When you set your altitude, you've then got to look down to this scale here to match the altitude so that you can set the cabin altitude. So 340 340, where are we? 340 is here. So it just tells you then to set your cabin altitude at 6.8. Landing altitude, I usually don't do that until I know for sure where I'm going to be landing. It's pretty much the same as your later models. So not such a hard learning curve. So we're getting close to our cruising altitude. And of course you've got, here's your fuel gauges here, so it shows that our centre tank is empty. Oh yeah, Greg, it does. Oh yeah. Yeah, because let's face it, it's a lot smaller aircraft. And its power to weight ratio is probably a little bit better. Not quite sure what the engines are on this, but yeah, I'd say it does. Not a huge difference, but yeah, she climbs. One thing you've got to be very careful with, I find, is that you can switch over to LNAV fairly quickly after you've got up, but with the VNAV, I find that if you sometimes if you try and activate it too early, it just doesn't want to cooperate. So it's always good to let it climb out for a while, as you probably saw if you're watching earlier. I did, and then put on your VNAV and it'll work quite well. It still does have maybe a few bugs here and there. You've got to be very careful with your VNAV descent, because sometimes it just doesn't agree to what the top of descent is. I've had instances where the TD has been off to one side of the magenta, and if you go past it, you just miss it altogether. And the biggest complaint that everyone used to have on this aircraft was the FMC. Although IXEG brought out an update that fixed a lot of the problems. I don't have a lot of too many problems now with the FMC. Where it really used to give you trouble was if you wanted to change your star into wherever. It used to take forever to react to any inputs. Spiral dive. It doesn't happen to me all that often anymore. I shouldn't speak too soon, I suppose. I could do it now. Make a liar of me. Okay, we're up to 340 cruising height. Let's have a look here at our progress. It's still showing it's going up. What was that? 3? Yeah, it should be showing a progress. I don't know why that isn't. It should be showing where my top of descent is, how far to top of descent. I don't know why it's doing this. I mean, maybe because my legs aren't all fully up. Although this shouldn't be a concern, because for Mulgus we would then normally have vectors. And then that's obviously one of our IAF's initial approach fixes. We'll worry about that as we move along. And I would guess that we're probably out of range now of our SID here. So we don't need that anymore, and we don't need Hyderabad anymore. So we'll put in our ICAO code for Mumbai. So we're doing a turn here, yep. Big airport from what I believe. Only ever flown into it a couple of times. So you tend to forget what it's all about. So we'll be coming in on 27, big cross runway there, look at it. So if we're lucky and we come in 27, we'll have to sort out where the terminals are. I hope that, yeah, they look like they're all over there. So we might have a bit of taxiing to do, but alright. Let's have a look at our arrivals. My last waypoint is Opaka. Well, let's see if we can find that. Nope. We do have an MRAC 2A. Greg, yeah, actually I am, and I don't know how long ago I picked it up and put it in. I loaded the aircraft in at Mumbai first just to see what it looks okay. Trying to find the runways here. It's all buried here, is it? Because here's a holding. We'll be coming in from Opaka, and oh, hang on a minute, that's just for a runway. That's an RNAV one arriveway. Well, let's see if I could find the other one. It keeps throwing RNAV 1. I'm hoping that's the one, but it may not be. But look at our approach anyway. I want an ILS if I can find one for 27. Here we go, ILS Yankee runway 27 for finals. Let's have a look at that. Yep, looks okay. Got initial approach fixed 2,900. Now we've got our minimum is 230 feet. That's Australian landing. And we've got our frequencies up here. Let's go back into our FMC and see what it comes up with. I don't think it wants to give us that information because of the vectoring. So we've got Charlie 127 Yankee. Should be on our approach, should on our arrival. It's Charlie 127. Can't see it. Interesting. Must be on one of these other arrivals. August MRAC Opaca. Yeah, Greg, thanks a lot for dropping in, mate. Hope you enjoyed the replay. Let's hope I have a happy landing, eh? Yeah, I can't seem to get that, find that really good arrival that I need. So what I might do is, I'll see if I can get rid of the disco. And we'll put C1. I can always change this if it doesn't work. So it's still got the vectors in it. That's okay. Let's see if our progress works now. Yeah, I think that's better, isn't it? Here we go. Yeah, it needed that disco out of the way to get it in. So we've got 111 nautical miles to go for top of descent. Good. Okay, let's go to our, let's see if we can set up our VREF. I like the 30 degree for 137. And here's our ILS frequency and our course. We'll just do the course very quickly. That's 270. And our frequency is going to be 110.3. Here we go, we're all set up. I don't know why our speed's, oh no, we're doing Mach 3, 7.73, so it's okay. I'll just have a look at that map again. Just to see how the route looks now. And there's our vector. I can see me going straight to C127 Yankee somehow. It's a bit of a mess there, isn't it? Ah, there we go. Yep, it looks like we're going to have to go straight from Mulgus into Charlie 127 Yankee, because that vector is just in front of it. We'll see how we shape up. Olgus. From Olgus, yeah, it's a vector. Yeah, I can actually see, I was just checking on the map, one of the charts I've got here, that there probably is no reason why we can't go straight into Charlie 127 Yankee. And I'll bring it over and I'll show you what I mean. There's a little nav map, of course. So there you can see, if we had ATC on, we get to Olgus, then they would be vectoring us, but more than likely they might sort of take us down here a bit and straight in. But it looks like I'd have enough area to sort of come straight in from Olgus straight over to Charlie 127 Yankee, and as long as we're at our initial approach fix there, I think, which was, what did I say it was, 3,000 something, we should be able to capture the glide slope. So right now we're heading up to Melex. Top of descent's round about here. I can check to see the top of descent is correct if I just have a look here. It says 32, but in fact that should be 34. We go out of there, and top of descent, it just moves back a bit. All is good. Shaq, g'day. I only just noticed you arrived. Yeah, I thought today maybe. Normally I would stream at a later time, but I'm just sort of trying to fit one in. Normally I'd be over at XB72's stream, but I had to give that a bit of a miss today. And you can see I'm in one of my favourites today. Quite an aircraft, that one. It's got one of the best flyby sounds of the lot, hasn't it? IXEG are apparently going to, well, in their last update, which was 10 years ago, I suppose, they mentioned that they were going to switch over to FMOD. Yeah, cab on, mate. I'm talking to myself. Shaq, if they only would finish it up, you know. I mean, I know there were only, I think originally only about 3 guys working on the project, and then it dragged on for quite some time, and one of the guys who was the top coder, or whatever you want to call him, he had an opportunity to come in and update the aircraft because of the COVID causing him making him stay home. So he used the opportunity to update a few things, which did help clear up problems, some of the problems with the FMC. But it has always been the promise that they were going to completely redo the FMC. But nothing's happened for quite a long time. The front door doesn't open. The only doors that open is the cargo doors. So there are a few things that could be updated, but not that opening the doors is the be all and end all, but would have been good. I'm just wondering how things are going with XP. I should have a quick look, shouldn't I? I haven't looked at that for a while. Oh, he's coming into land already. Yeah, Shaq, you know, mate, I didn't get this. Actually, sorry. No, I didn't get the 200. I got the 727. It looks like he's just landed, but I better get back to what I should be doing. I think the 200 with its original JT, whatever they are, looks quite good. And I have actually watched quite a few videos where they're still using the aircraft up in Canada, and they land on these gravel runways and stones flying everywhere. I probably regret getting the 727 rather than the 200, but they've really got very similar systems. Gee, we're already coming up on top of descent. That was quick. And all we've got to worry about is that she does descend, because sometimes it doesn't. And then what you've got to do is you've got to drop in here very quickly into the descent page and activate it. Okay, I better make a few notes. Let's have a look at active sky, just to make sure everything is hunky-dory there. We're still... Gee, look at this. Virtually no breeze at all. Nothing. And we've got 30 degrees outside. And our QNH is 1014. Transition height, I believe, is... what was it? 6,000? Double check that. Nope. TA is 4,000. So that bit's all done. Let's have a look at the map quickly. Not that we really need this one, but handy to have. And our initial approach fix 2,900. Charlie R, hello, thanks for joining the stream. Jack, you know something? I don't have one Airbus in my hangar. Not a one. There's a reason for it. I used to fly nothing but Airbus in FSX for ages. Every day I'd fly it. The A300. Who was it? Aerosoft? And I don't know. I just sort of thought, I do need some changes. I mean, it's the one in MS Flight Sim that those guys are modding. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea if I got back into learning the systems again. Better keep my eye on that top of descent, eh? 2000. Let's put it in now. .21 nautical miles, and we should start. Those turned out to be a little bit shorter than I thought. Jack, do you actually have this one? Do you have the IXEG or not? Oh, thanks, Charlie. Thanks for subbing. Just looking outside there, guys, I don't have too many tiles for India, only a few around the major cities, but of course there's nothing much to see from up here. Alright, we're getting close now. This is always the bit that sort of, I'm not saying I'm nervous, but I'm a little bit wary that sometimes it just doesn't want to descend. When you see these throttles come back, then that's when you're happy. Any minute now. By the way, Shack 2, this is a very slippery aircraft. It can really get away from you. There we go, throttles are coming down, that's what I want to see. And this IXEG program has a phantom throttle as well, so what I just did was I just pulled my throttles back to match, and there after a while it just fades away. And down we go. And it's it won't be surprising to see that the message comes up for drag, because it is very slippery. So you really got to keep your eye on the warning there, although they do give you a little light up here. Let's get our direction right. We're going on to 257, 254. G'day, young fellow. Thanks for joining. Yeah. You come at the right time. I'm just about ready to slam it into the ground. Sorry, I mean have a landing butter. I don't know, Wolaski, you don't have this aircraft, do you? Shame if you don't. You can open the door, you see that? But that's about all you could do up the back here. Nothing seems to work that much. Frozen butter, you mean margarine or yogurt? I see a lot of guys now are using the term greaser a lot more now. We got a problem with scenery. Okay, that's all right. Gee, my memory's going. I didn't think you had this one. So you're just going to be very happy to sit back and see if I make some mistakes. Is that it? If you guys hear any thumping in the background, that's a next door neighbour. It looks like they're getting major renovations done inside. A lot of banging and thumping going on. Yeah, still haven't had the sign come up for speed brakes, but that's okay. And of course we're getting the dotted line on our magenta lines there because of the vectors. Enjoy the show. I shouldn't have long to wait, should you? Before I land, we're getting pretty close now. 22,000. So once we go off and vector off to hit the waypoint August, we'll get the vector. I can either just keep let it go ahead and then activate Charlie 127 Yankee. I could even just change the heading slightly if I wanted to. It's that heading to August is going to be 242. I could drop it down a little bit lower and then come swinging around. Just pretend I'm ATC. Charlie, well, when you say everything used to be good for quite a long time, and still all this, these politicians got so involved with COVID restrictions, and there's been some absolutely stupid things going on in a country like ours that you wouldn't expect to see, you know, and just almost like in some places it's a goddamn police state. And don't worry, that the majority of people they don't agree to that sort of thing, but it's politicians doing what politicians do, and I think they just love the power to be able to virtually tell people what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Yeah. Hi Fly Guy, thanks for dropping into the chat. See, I'm fortunate, I live right up in the north of Australia, up into the tropical area, and we've been pretty lucky when it comes to that COVID. Although here, need our drag on, see that? You've got to keep your eye on that. Yeah, so we've been pretty lucky. We've only ever had to wear masks a couple of days during the whole, 18 months. So hopefully it'll stay away. They did have one or two scares, but it didn't turn out to be anything dramatic. But boy, oh boy, Sydney, Melbourne, and to a certain extent Brisbane. Just crazy what's going on. Bear in mind too, you know, it's still coming out of winter here in Australia, and of course the southern states, Victoria, New South Wales and Tasmania, they really have cold weather, snow in some parts. So it's just the sort of climate that that COVID likes. Whereas up here, you know, Cairns, where I lived till a few weeks ago, it's 31 degrees most of the year round. Summertime's hot and steamy. So I would imagine COVID doesn't find it so easy to survive in the real hot weather. Just look at our weather. Look at this weather outside here. Look, not a damn cloud in the sky. Misty though, because I suppose that's India for you. Like these flyby sounds are good. Alaska. You know, I noticed, young fella, you haven't been streaming quite as much, have you? Is it because you're at school? And then you've got your mowing business on top of it, so... $13,000, should I say, flight level 130. Oh, fly guy, I got that. I got the Piper Seminole too, but it's probably an old freeware one. But I do have the Navajo, which that's from Coronado, and that's not a bad little aircraft to fly. It's very easy to control and do everything you need to do. So if you ever want a relaxing flight in the twin engine, a GA aircraft, you can't beat the Navajo or the Seminole. Should be getting close. What have we got now? Transition height is 4,000. And I must be getting close to that vector. Here I am. So right now we're on a course at 240. It should be 242, but 240 is close. So I'm just going to see what happens here. So we're just about at the end. Let's just bring that. Yeah, it's not showing anymore. There it is. You can see our vector here. I'm coming up to the vector now on Olgus. And we're supposed to be going down this way. So what'll happen is I can just let it keep going, and then yeah, see, it's just looking its way now. So theoretically it should just stick on the same course. Oh no, it isn't, it's moving. Alright, let's move this up and we activate it, and it should come back on course. Fingers crossed. There we go. So we've got 10,000, so we can do that. Tell all our passengers to sit their bums down. Oh, that smoking one. Come on, come down, come down. That's it. We should start to see some signs of a... Yeah, it should swing back over to the left a bit now. What I'll do is I'll put my heading on our finals, which will be 270. In case we've got to do the missed... I'm sick of missed approaches, jeez. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's back on course. There's our speed going. Now starting to show our ILS up here. $8,000. QNH is 1014. I'll put it on there now. I bet you want some braking in a minute. So hopefully we're down to 2900. According to this, we're under the guide slope, so let's hope that stays. Jack, you're going to fly Jackson Hole. I thought you might fly it today with XB72. I've never seen so many aircraft in one spot. Okay, Charlie, thanks for dropping in. Captain Rico, woof woof. Just in time to watch my, what sort of landing we're going to call it. I haven't been scoring too well on some of my landings lately, so fingers crossed. I was a bit early with the QNH, but doesn't matter. It looks like our Warlock's coming out. Pardon me, the VOR's been picked up, and I'll bet, oh no, it should be. Yep, it'll probably be a lot clearer when we get down. Well, it's some mountains down there. Well, jeez. Wouldn't want to come too low on those, would you? Shouldn't be long before we can activate our Warlock, eh? Speed 279, that's, yeah, what's it say here? We should be 240, I would imagine. We're going to get the speed brake out. Here we go, here's our VLOX lining up, so we'll put that one on. Yep, here we go, and you're going to want some drag. Want a drag. Come on down, baby. I always like to check flap speeds though. You can see we can get 230 down to 225 for flaps 5, which is the one that'll really pull us up. Speed's coming down nicely. Looks like our level pretty right. We've only got another 100 feet. She should level out, and we should see some speed drop off there. We need our
2500.
Yep, thank you, mate. Jeez, look at how bloody misty it is out there. God,
2500.
it's coming down now. Speed's coming down nicely. Terrain. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's I can activate our approach. Capture the glide slope. Is it going to work? Come on, get it. Yes. Okay, speeds. Drag, still want some drag. Our speed's 215. We can drop some flaps now. We can come all the way down to flap 5. We're descending. Our speed up here is 210. Right. Beautiful. Yeah, all I hope is I can see. Oh yeah, might be lucky. Come on down, speed still there, drag still on. Down to 210. Let's drop our speed right down now. We'll go all the way down to about 175. Flap 5 will help us. Yeah, see, it's wanting the drag all the way down. Now we should be able to see something. I hope. Let's get our gear down. We'll take one more flap and then we'll get our gear down. Get our speed right down there to 160, 155. I'll take it down to VREF, which is about 145. We'll drop our flaps a bit more. We're coming in nice and fast.
Approaching 27.
Probably too fast, but let's see how we go. Come on, I'll leave the speed brakes out.
400.
My aircraft.
300.
She's coming a lot faster than I wanted to.
Sink rate. Pull up. Sink
No,
rate.
I won't.
Glide
40.
slope.
30.
See what I mean by a slippery bird? I got a butter anyway, but that's not too bad. Yeah, all she's got to do is pull up. She's reverses are out. How about that? Good enough? Good enough. Shaq, if you're watching that, do you see what I mean by a slippery bird? I love it. Okay, let's get a few things going here. Now I've got to find out where I can put this in. Not a bad looking aircraft, is it, eh? Tiger Air used to operate in Australia, but COVID killed it. But they have a few offshoots in Indonesia and Singapore. Now, where can I? Not quite sure where I can go here. G'day Chiefy, thanks for dropping in, mate. Yeah, I got a, would you believe, I got a butter. Yeah, this is Freeway Airport, by the way, and it doesn't look to be too bad. The only thing is I have no idea where I am. I know my way around it, but I think it'll be a case of grabbing what comes first. Can I find a jetway. That I'll just have to hunt for one, won't I? Well, I think I'm at the domestic because you see some spice jet aircraft over here, so can't be in the wrong place. That was a hot landing, I tell you. She comes in so fast, this thing. Yeah, okay, I'm overspeeding, I know. I think there's something here I might be able to tuck into. Yes, there is. Let's have a look. Yeah. Sort of odd setup, isn't it? Seem to be sort of fair away from their the bridges, so anyway. Quite a sharp turn, that one. Will they cater for me here? Oh, I'll just do the 378, that'll do. Yeah, I'll even take the MD-80, wouldn't I? Let's fly in here one day in the dog, eh? Okay, that goes off. Put on this. Let's get a few of these things off. I'll even get the windows heat off, eh? Wrong one. Your damper should be off. Should have put our strobe off. And we can get rid of the taxi. I didn't blind anybody today, so they're not too bad at all. So we've got our APU gens on, have we? Let's have a look. Yep, they're working. We can take off. We can take off the circulation there. We don't need to touch anything here. And we're pretty well done. Fuel off. Oop, what happened there? What are you doing? Why would that be going? No, now I got it. Doesn't look like the air bridge comes over. Thanks, Alaska, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I'm not sure whether Sam works here. We'll have a look anyway. Don't think so. Ooh. Oh boy, aren't we lucky. Not that I can open that front door in this aircraft, but well, that's good to see Sam works here. So this must be a reasonably recent update of the airport. But like I said, it's freeware. So whoever did it, looks like they've done a pretty good job. Let's have a quick look up before I do the replay. Big airport, like I say, we've got all over here yet. and all over the other side there. Quite a lot of static aircraft too. Okay, let's try. I know by doing this air bridge is going to be upset with me. So let's have a quick look at the replay. So Mumbai down below. Well, it said a butter, so let's have a look. Bit nose high there, a little bit. Oh, that's the space threshold there anyway, so. Well, I'll take that. That looked alright, didn't it? It looks like I keep my job with Tiger Air, doesn't it? Did I get it close to the centre line? I think I was close. Oh, not quite. Beautiful. Let's have a look from the end of the runway, just quickly. Here she comes, here she comes. Yeah, is this place runway? Look at that. Condensation of the wings there. Another quick one. I'll have a look, see what it looks like from the tower. Tower looks like a fair way away. Here we go. Well, doesn't that look good with the wings there, eh? Bit misty there, unfortunately. See, I needed those speed brakes to be on all the way down, so that's how slippery it is. Just a couple of quick ones from the window, and that'll be it. Watch this one, eh?
Pull up. Pull up.
Oh, look at that. Smooth. And the reverses came out. Sometimes they seem to have a bit of trouble with my joystick. It doesn't activate. I'm just going to do one from the other side quickly. Here's our wing view. Lucky I had that displaced threshold, you know, that just gave me a little bit more room to manoeuvre and get the speed down. I'll certainly take that landing. Yeah, I had to manually drop the speed brakes because I'd activated them manually. Here goes our reverses in, and there we go, and flaps come up. There we go, flaps coming up. Great. I enjoyed that. So much for that. Time to wrap it up and thank everybody who came along to watch. I'm glad some people turned up after a while. Greg Hill, thank you for coming. Shaq, of course, thanks mate for dropping in. Charlie R. Who else? Alaska 559. And there were a couple of other. Fly Guy, thank you. Who else? Right down here we go. Captain Rico. Yeah. And Chief. Hello, Chief. Thanks for dropping in, mate. But that's it for the moment. I'm going to wrap it up there and end the stream. So again, thanks for everybody. And until next time, see ya.